Hi everyone, it's Amanda. Today I'm going to be doing my hockey romance reading vlog. Very much awaited on my part because I've been working on this for a while. I am reading 3 books today. I'm reading Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. I'm reading Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, and I'm reading Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. So if you wanted to see my thoughts on those books, just keep watching and be sure to subscribe down below for more bookish content from me. I'd love to have you here, and let's just get straight into it. Hey. So I'm actually going to a hockey game right now, so I have to make this kind of quick, but yeah, I'm going to a Red Wings game. I'll have some B-roll. It's the perfect moment. I'm very on theme for this vlog. So excited about that. But I did start my first book of the vlog and I'm 50% through, so let's talk about that. I picked up Unsteady first, and y'all, it has mental health representation and particularly panic attacks, so I very much am living right now. And I don't even want to leave my house so I can finish this book, but it's a hockey game, so I guess it's fine. This book was actually recommended by Tori, and I just knew immediately that I needed to pick it up. You jump right into Reese being injured, and then it's a flashback, and then you fast forward to him having a panic attack, and then he meets Sadie, our love interest, and she's just having a hard time. She's a figure skater, but she has a rough home life, and things happen. They start forming this bond, and they agree to share the rink, and then he grows very, very attached to her very quickly, and she just really takes his mind off things by being snarky or listening to music, and they just have this bond. And it's been so fun. So right now I made it to 50%. He's actually just about to go back into the hockey season. So he had been kind of practicing to get back to it because he hasn't been on the ice since his accident. And so we have to see how that goes and see how his teammates react to him potentially having one of these episodes on the rink, which I think might happen in the future. But right now he still hasn't played in a game yet. I think he's had a practice. And then Sadie's trying to navigate her home life. She's taking care of her brothers and she really wants to get custody. Her dad is an alcoholic and it's just really bad over there, and she's always late, she's always frazzled, and she has this scholarship that she can't lose, but she's been distracted because she has so many things to balance. And that's why I think this relationship works so well, because she also understands Reese and that side of him that nobody else really sees, especially his teammates. It also has a rich guy kind of element to it. Reese is really well off, and Sadie comes from obviously a harder home life. So there's that going on where he kind of takes care of her. He takes care of her car troubles at one point in the beginning of the book, and I love that. It's just so good, and we love him. I stan Reese. There's also already been jealousy in this book, which is so good. Like, one of her past hookups is at this party, and then Reese comes and is like, no, I think that I'll take care of her from now on. No, literally, I tabbed it, I think. Let me see. And by tab, I mean dog-eared because I'm lazy. Yes, her usual hookup said, "You don't know Sadie, it's all fucking games to her, man." And he goes, "Fine, then she can play them with me. Get the fuck out." No, literally, I was squealing at that part, so I dog-eared it, but love that. Also, I'm using my naughty bookmark so you know what's going on here. But don't let this cover fool you because it has some spicy scenes already. Now, it's not anything crazy yet, but the tension is there. They've had some passionate makeout scenes. Right now, I will say I am hoping for a little bit of a deeper dive into their characters. I feel like right now we're kind of being told of the issues that they have, but I'm not necessarily feeling like a deep connection to them and their mental health. And with my mental health representation, I really want to feel that emotion there. And I am getting there with them, but that's my only critique right now. Since it happened so early, I wasn't able to fully feel for the characters because I didn't know them yet. But now at 50%, I'm finally starting to get attached to Reese in particular, but I really love Sadie as well. I'm loving it. I'm hoping it's a 4 or 5 star read. But yeah, I'm going to head out to the hockey game and hopefully they win. We're going against the Golden Knights, I think, tonight. So let's get it.
Are you ready?
So it's been a long time since we last spoke, okay? It's been like a week-ish, I think. So we've already had the Wings game last week, and then the Lions game was the next day, which you saw. I had my parents come over and help me put this really heavy mirror up that I bought. I wanted to have a dining room finally. I still have been living like a college student, even though I graduated nearly 4 years ago already. Moment of silence. Wow. So I kind of wanted to elevate my life a little bit. So I got a dining table, or rather we got a dining table. Okay, it's not just me here, but we also put a wedding photo above it. And then we have the neon sign from our wedding that we're reusing so that we didn't waste money on it, right? Not that it would be a waste, but like it's nice to reuse things, you know? And it's in like a corner that isn't super obnoxious, but it's gonna have like a bar cart and then it'll be really cute. And then we have a nice floral rug that adds some flavor to the sad beige. We went kind of overboard because we haven't done any like renovations ever, because I am very much in the mentality of I wanted to wait for a house before I really made everything homey, I guess. And to be honest, I'm just over that. I just want to be happy where I am, and I've always kind of lived like it's temporary, and it just doesn't feel very good to constantly be thinking that. So I just accepted the fact that we're still saving for a house and it's not gonna happen yet, but there's no reason to live like you aren't at home. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some of you will get what I'm saying, but getting the dining room really did help that. So we're very happy. We get to sit at the dining room now to eat, and it's honestly been great because we don't sit on the couch and then get like heartburn. So that's been good. But yeah, that's what's been happening. And I finished Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I cried, which was in the last clip. It was emotional towards the end, and what really made me emotional was the relationship between the family members, actually. So we have Reese's father in this book, and we slowly get to know him. At first we're like, is he really strict? Do they have a good relationship? And then slowly we begin to realize he is just a really good dad, and he wants the best for his son, and you can really see that towards the latter half of the book. It's so emotional when he's explaining how he felt when his son was injured, and they have this heart-to-heart moment. It was honestly so good. And then what makes that even more special is that the author actually dedicated this book to her dad, and then she talks about that a little bit in the back of the book, and oh, you can really tell she put her heart into their relationship. It really shows, and it really had me very emotional. But I also was emotional about Sadie's brothers and just how everything played out with them, and the bond that her brother Oliver and Liam had with Reese. It was just so cute, and it really progressed so naturally, and in that way it had like a found family aspect. It was so good. I know I mentioned earlier that I wanted more character development, or to feel less surface level when it came to their mental health. And I do feel like, I cried. So obviously I felt more of an emotional connection as the book went on. So that wasn't the reason that this didn't get a 5-star. The reason it didn't get a 5-star was just the ending, the pacing of the ending. I felt like was a little bit rushed into a happy bow. And a lot of romances do this, so it's really just a taste thing. I guess I didn't feel giddy enough at the end to have that 5-star feeling. But obviously I would still highly recommend this book, especially if you want a more hard-hitting hockey romance. So now we are moving on to the next book, which is Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I'm so excited to read this one. I've heard really good things about this author, like I've said in past videos, and I've just been wanting to pick up one of her books. This one is the first book in the Vancouver Storm series. The next one's called The Fake Out, and this one follows Boss Assistant, and I think it's Grumpy Sunshine as well. We follow an NHL goalie and then his assistant, and he's grumpy, and it's going to be so good. I'm really excited for it. I really hope that I love it as much as everybody else does. And I'm also buddy reading this with Sarah from Sarah's Shelves, so that's exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna get to it, and I'll let you know when I have thoughts. Hey, so I just got breakfast, hit up Target, got my tags a month late for my car, but I want to do a little Target haul because they had buy one get one 50% off, so I got 4 books for like only under $50, so I'm very happy with that. But let me show you the haul. Okay, so I got a card for my coworker. Her birthday is Monday, so on Tuesday we're going to celebrate a little bit. That's for her. Then I got an eyelash curler because I've actually never had one of these, and I've been using my real eyelashes lately. I used to put on like fake ones, but I'm feeling more low maintenance, and so I got that just in case it might do something, maybe. And then I got the eyeliner that I use. This is the eyeliner that I use, and it is fantastic. It doesn't smear, so recommend if you are in the market for an eyeliner, okay? And then I got this new lip oil because my coworker said that she loves this stuff, and so I got it. It's Glow Reviver lip oil from e.l.f. Do we want to try it? Should I risk it and try it right now is the question. I suppose I can. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it for the vlog. Do you guys remember that? Do it for the Vine. Oh my god. The Vine days. So they only had this color left, so I don't know if it's like the reject. We'll see. I'm definitely not wearing the right outfit for this right now, but that's okay. I'm representing Breckenridge, Colorado right now because that was the moment and the vibe today. Let's see. I'm feeling stressed. Okay. You know what? This feels really nice. Do we notice a difference? I feel stressed because I didn't actually see myself do that. Nice. You know what? That feels really good. Slay. And it's actually not as dark as inside here, so love that. So onto the books what you're really here for. I got the Trial of the Sun Queen. 2 books that are out. I don't know if it's a duet or if it's a series, but these are the first 2 books, and I've been wanting to get to this series. It's compared to the Hunger Games, as are a lot of fantasy romances right now, but it's a fantasy romance. It says 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. So I think it will be like an adult version of The Selection, perhaps. I mean, I don't know, but I've seen these on TikTok a little bit being recommended, so I wanted to pick them up. I saw them in Target. This Target was stocked, y'all. I was so excited, and then they had the sale. I got House of Flame and Shadow, of course, and then I also got Pucking Around. This was a splurge. I just saw it. It was the only one left, and I was like, hell yeah, hockey romance vlog. But let's get back to the books. So I'm now 30% into Behind the Net. And let me tell you, this one is definitely going to be a 5-star. I can feel it. I feel the giddy feeling that I needed. And this is just so good. The grump is grumping. Okay, so we have Jamie and Pippa. Pippa is down on her luck, and she was just dumped by her shitty ex, who was this musician that basically was really mean to her and taking all the glory, even though she was behind some of his songs. And she's also a songwriter slash musician, and she has dreams to one day like write music and make an album, but now they're squashed by her memories of her ex telling her that she could never do that, she doesn't have what it takes, you know, all those things. But then we have Jamie, who is the goalie of the Vancouver Storm team, and he just loves her already. You can tell, okay, he's so supportive and he wants her to follow her dreams. He's known her since high school, which is so good because he has been kind of obsessed with her since high school. Not obsessed, just like interested, and he always knew she was a great singer, and it's just so cute that he's so supportive and like asks her to sing for him, and she's bonding with the team now. We just got the cutest line ever. He said like, I'll be your goalie tonight and block all your shots, because they're going to this party for the musician, so her ex is gonna be there. And there's so many good scenes already. We have panic representation actually in this one as well, but in the form of his mom. So his mom has had anxiety and depression all his life, and that's the reason why he's back in Vancouver, is to be closer to his mom because he's worried about her. And I think that is so sweet and really says a lot about his character. character and how much he cares for those that he loves, and it's just so cute. He doesn't get close to many people though. He's very closed off and reserved because he can only really hold space right now for hockey and his mom. That's his biggest priorities, and so he doesn't want to fall in love or date or anything like that. So you can see how this is going. And then Pippa is obviously still heartbroken from what happened with her ex named Zach, and she's kind of dealing with her own self-esteem and also figuring out what she wants to do with her life, because she had wanted to be a musician but she just doesn't believe in herself anymore, and so Jamie is going to believe in her enough for her. So cute. But yeah, she's his assistant just because she needed a job. The tension, the chemistry between these characters. We finally got the first kiss scene just a few chapters ago at the 30% mark. So it was so cute, and he doesn't want to like her because he thinks he's not good enough for her. I do think this one is going to be the favorite of the vlog just by what I'm feeling right now, but obviously I'm not the 50% mark yet, so I shouldn't speak too soon. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this one, but I will update you around the 50% mark or 60% when I have thoughts. Happy tears. Beautiful. 5 stars. Hello, 5 stars. Immediately 5 stars. So good. I cried. It was so cute, and I cried because of happy tears, because it was just so cute, and also because the representation of a parent with mental health issues came up at the end, and it was just so raw and real. And this book had that cheesy factor of any rom-com, but at the same time it had that rawness to it, and it just was so good. So this one's definitely my favorite of the vlog so far. I think that this one was even more hard-hitting than the other book, Unsteady. While I still love that one and it still also made me cry, this one I felt more for, I guess. But I've seen some reviews say that they thought this was extra cheesy and they didn't like the nickname that he used for her, which was Songbird. But I didn't think anything of it. Also, there was no third act breakup, which was so satisfying as a romance reader, because even in the last clip I had said, I wonder what the third act is going to be. Nothing. I mean, there was like something that happened that kind of created some sort of tension, but the main character Pippa was not having it, and she said, I'm gonna be here and you're gonna shut the fuck up. So I did enjoy that. This one's ending was very much tied in a romance bow as well, so now I feel really annoying for saying that I didn't like that about Unsteady, but this one, the pacing was just better. I don't know, I still really loved Unsteady, don't get me wrong, but this one, the pacing of everything that happened, it just got me in my feels more, I guess. It was a really good romance. I can't wait to read The Fake Out, which is the next book, and hopefully love it as well. I will say that now that I've picked up the next book, this book has less hockey gameplay in it than the other two. Yeah, this one definitely had lower on the hockey, more on just the relationship dynamic. So if you want that, this one is the one for you. And there was like a hint of fake dating. There's forced proximity because she has to live with him, and it's just so cute. I will say, like, boss assistant wasn't as much of a dynamic in this book as I thought it would be. So I thought there would be more bossiness. Now she does call him boss and like bossy and whatever, but he's not really bossing her around. It's almost like she's not even working for him in many ways, because all she does is really walk his dog, and like one time she buys him groceries, but like it didn't really have the working dynamic. So if you were thinking it would be more on that, it's more like Grumpy Sunshine as the main trope in my opinion. But I did just start Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner, and this one's going really well so far too. I'm about 20% in. So at this point we met our main character, Maven. What the fuck is his name? Oh my god, fuck. I don't know. Okay. Clearly, I don't like this book as much. So we've met our main character, Maven and Vince. This one reminds me a little bit of Behind the Net, just in the way that we have a working relationship. It has kind of that boss assistant feel, but our main character, Maven, she is a social media person. That's her job, and she's working for this company that has taken the city by storm and covers a lot of different things. Her passion is community involvement, so she joins the team to focus on that, but she ends up with this job to follow the hockey team, specifically the new rookie, which is our hero, Vince. He is the new rookie on the team, and she's going to have to live in very close quarters to him. They want her to follow him 24 hours a day for a social media storm about this player. So it's gonna be really fun. Forced proximity moment. Right now in the book, she just got news of this task and she's on her way to another city to be with them for a game. She's already covered like a morning with him. There's already a lot of bantering going back and forth between Vince and Maven because Vince is a total flirt and he just says the most out-of-pocket shit. And what I like about this one is that it does have a lot more gameplay already, in the way that we have more teammate banter, and I do love that in my sports romances. I love to have the brotherhood because then it sets up the next books so well. Now this one did have that. Obviously we had the ex-best friend and there was some bickering between teammates, and we got to meet quite a few in this one, but this one already started off with us getting to know the other players. So that makes me excited to continue on in the world that Candy Steiner builds. So I'm glad we're meeting the characters. I'm already seeing where the world's going. We have a goalie who is a single dad, I think, and I already know that's gonna be a book, so I'm excited for that. And that's all I really have to say about this one so far. I think I'll have more to say once she starts living in close proximity to him, because she's moving like next door or something to his penthouse. Anyway, I hope she ends up living with him. That's what I'm hoping happens. Like I hope like something falls through and then she has to live with him or something, but we'll see. We actually started off the book with this like community event gala, and she was insulting this art piece that he actually made and she was saying he's the worst because it's just for show, like performance, the community involvement aspect of the hockey team. And we'll see what happens with that because he is well off. So I thought maybe that wouldn't be true about him, but we had his perspective come in, and he actually is from a well-to-do family and has never asked for anything in his life. So that should be interesting because she comes from the opposite of that. I love Candy Steiner's writing. It's so easily digestible and so fun to read, and the dialogue between the characters is always really fun. All of these books are kind of blurring together at this point because we do have a lot of similar tropes. And this one we also have a female main character with an ex that is shitty. So similar to this one in that way. I'll see you in the morning, hopefully looking a little bit more put together. Hey, so it's been quite a minute since I last talked to y'all, and I did finish Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner about 4 days ago, maybe 5. So I've been slacking on this vlog, but I do have thoughts, and I think the reason why I didn't update right away is because I didn't love this one as much as the other two. So I rated this one 3 stars. The thing that I didn't like about it was it read a little bit more immature, in that the characters were a little bit more immature than the characters in the other books. And I felt like they were the same age, if not older. So I just felt a little bit disappointed in this one and how it all played out. But I will say I did relate a lot to Vince, more so than the female main character, Maven. Vince had this perfectionism sort of problem, and he talked a little bit about his biggest fear is like being worthless. And I definitely felt that. That is one of my biggest things with my issues. Like at work and with anything that I do, I am such a perfectionist when it comes to particularly my career. And my biggest fear is being useless or like not being helpful. And so that really can affect your life because who's to say? Everyone has a different weight of helpfulness, and like they're not always gonna tell you their opinion of you being helpful or not. So like it really does take a toll on you mentally. So I felt for him in that way, and I did relate to his character in that way. So it was hard to pinpoint what to rate this one. The pacing was kind of weird too. Like I think their first kiss might have been around the 30% mark, and then they fell in love like super quickly. I did really love Vince's declaration of love though. That was really cute, and it was very emotional, so I liked that. I don't know, I just felt a little bit off with this one. And another reason I didn't like it as much was because I didn't love the social media marketing girly aspect to this. I felt like it was kind of forced proximity, but that aspect combined with the other things that fell flat for me just overall gave me a average time reading this book. Now, this one was very spicy. I think this one was the spiciest out of all the books that I read, and I really did love the spice. It was hot, it was juicy, and so I would recommend this if you want a hockey romance that is spicy. And it's also on the shorter side, so that's also a pro. And I did want to mention that this one had similar tropes to the first book I read, which was Unsteady, in that our female main character had this distaste for rich guys. But in this one, I liked our main character's reasons more. I think we got to see more of why she felt that way rather than being told. So in Meet Your Match, she just had a rich boyfriend in the past, and that kind of made her hate rich guys. But in Sadie's case, we get to witness her life and how hard it is compared to Reese's, at least from her perspective, and you get to really believe in that a little bit more. Whereas in Meet Your Match, we don't really get to see the relationship that she had with this guy named James, and we do see him a little bit come in, and she does explain it, but I just felt like this one was more believable in why the character was kind of being annoying in that way. And in Meet Your Match, I found it more annoying that she was judging Vince based on one experience with this other dude. So let's wrap up the vlog first with Meet Your Match. Would I recommend it? Yes, I really would. If you're looking for something shorter, more steamy, with more hockey gameplay, this one would be the one to pick. And as long as you're okay with a little bit more immature characters, and the reason why they're more immature, I would compare this a little bit to, well, I don't want to compare the first thing that comes to mind is After, because of the jealousy scenes. So there's just scenes in here that give a little bit of high school energy, where Vince is trying to make Maven jealous by being with other women. And it happens a few times in the book. And then we have Maven, who also does the same thing. She goes on dates with other guys just to piss him off or show that she is not into Vince, you know? So it was reading a bit more immature, but that doesn't mean that it's not a fun time. But I just personally resonated with the others a little bit more. So if you wanted something that's a little more on the fun side of things, this one would be great to pick. Then we had Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, and this one was my favorite of the vlog. I really love this one. 5 stars. It had me giggling, it had me squealing. Now, does this one have some 3 stars and some 2 stars and 1 stars? Yes! Every book is going to have some negative reviews, right? So it's very subjective, but this one definitely was my favorite. I loved the hint of fake dating. The forced proximity in this one was perfect in my opinion. I loved that they lived together. And I'm not even usually a fan of the singer-songwriter thing in books, but this one really worked for me. I didn't even know that it had that in the book, because from the cover you can't really tell, but it does. And I just really loved the characters in this one. So cute. I thought that their love story made so much sense, and I believed in it, and that's all I want out of a romance. So I definitely recommend this one. And then Unsteady, same thing. I rated this one 4 stars. This one had panic representation, which I loved, which also this one had it, remember, with the mom, but this one had main character rep, and I loved Reese. Okay, this one I think is underrated, just like Tori has said. And I do hope more people pick this one up, because it has that figure skater hockey player thing that everyone's loving right now. And I personally loved the family of both of these characters in this one. They had very strong family relationships that played a big role in the overall story of the book. It definitely stood apart from the other books in this vlog in that way, and also just in the way that it portrayed anxiety. I just really enjoyed this one, and all in all, this video was so much fun to make. I really hope you guys enjoyed. read, and I'm hopefully reading some football romances next for Super Bowl weekend. But yeah, if you made it this far, leave a hockey related emoji, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!